Hello everyone, in this video I will tell you about setting up the tile type. After installing the plugin, a new category WFC3D will appear in the Content Browser menu, and in it two new objects, Tile Info and Tiles Preset. The Tile Info object sets information about the tile type. A tile type is a set of information used during generation. The tile type can take from 1 to 4 inclusive states, due to 90-degree rotations around the z-axis. Let's say there is such a type of tile with an arrow. We can turn it around. We get 4 different states of the same tile type. During the generation process, each tile will be assigned one of the tile type states. This tile type state will be called tile state. In this video we will talk about the tile info object. Let's create one. After opening it, we will see the information about the tile needed for generation. The first property is the static mesh of the tile that will be drawn when generating this tile. It is possible to specify several variants of meshes, which will be randomly selected during generation. Let's choose one for now. The second property is the actor, which will be created together with the tile. It is necessary, for example, to implement some dynamics in the tile or for lighting or sound. Let's skip the following two properties. They are used extremely rarely, they are not useful to us now. I will tell you about them in the following videos. The next very important property is the type of symmetry of the tile. The type of symmetry is necessary to reduce the indication of possible neighbors with other tile types. Also, the number of possible tile type states depends on the type of symmetry. There are 6 types of symmetry. Here are examples of each type of symmetry. Let's take a closer look at each of them. The first type of symmetry is called X. This type of symmetry has only one state, because if we rotate it around the z-axis, nothing will change. All sides of this type of symmetry are equivalent, that is, it is enough to specify a neighbor for only one side. It is often used for an empty tile or a tile of a part of a room without walls. The second type of symmetry is called T. It has 4 different states, since it has 4 different positions around the z-axis. Four different states. It is symmetrical with respect to the x-axis, that is, the right side is equivalent to the left. But it is not symmetrical with respect to the y-axis. It is often used to describe a wall tile. The third type of symmetry is called L. It also has 4 different states. The front side is equivalent to the right side, and the left side is equivalent to the back side. It is often used to describe the tile of a corner wall. The fourth type of symmetry is called I. It has only 2 different states, since it has 2 different positions around the z-axis. If we rotate it again, it is identical to the first one. Only 2 different states. It is symmetrical with respect to the x-axis and with respect to the y-axis. That is, the front side is equivalent to the back, and the right side is equivalent to the left side, often used to describe a corridor tile. Fifth type of symmetry is called N. It has 4 different states. And it has no symmetry at all. That is, it is not symmetrical not on the x-axis, not on the y-axis. It is often used to describe a door inside a corner wall. The last type of symmetry is called P. Very specific symmetry. I have never used it, I am not quite sure that it is needed. It has 4 different states. Symmetrical on the x-axis and on the y-axis. It is similar to the type of symmetry X, only X has only 1 state, and P has 4 states. When we describe the generation, it will become more clear how to use symmetry types. We specify the type of symmetry L, for example. The next property is the weight of the tile. Affects the probability of generating this type of tile. The higher the weight compared to other tile types, the more likely it is that this type of tile will be generated. Next property is vertical symmetry. If a vertical neighborhood is specified for 2 tile types, then if vertical symmetry is enabled for both tile types, a symmetrical version of the vertical neighborhood will be automatically added. The next property is an indication of which sides of the tile type cannot be adjacent to the generation boundary. If a side is enabled, then it cannot border on the generation boundary. Such tile type states will be turned off at the border. When turned off, it means that all tile type states can be adjacent to the generation boundary. The last property is the gap along the z-axis in which this type of tile can be generated. That's it. In the next video we will talk about the tile's preset object, which is the generation setting. Thank you all.